Hey everybody, today we're going to install the sling swivel studs on a Ruger 1022. My particular 1022 has the barrel band on it. There is a couple of ways that you can mount these. You can mount them directly into the wood, either right in front of the barrel band or right behind for the front swing mount, or they make this little guy here, which we'll see if we can get it to focus in. There we go. And that actually will go on the barrel band itself. On my particular rifle, I have a little scope on here, so it's going to be easier for me to go ahead and take the barrel and the assembly out of the stock so I can work on it. So I'll go ahead, do that, and then when I come back we'll get started on the drilling process. With these you have a shorter one and a longer one. The shorter one goes up to the front of the rifle and the longer one will go to the rear. What you want to do is measure back, maybe about an inch, between probably like a ½ inch and an inch or so back from the rifle. Try and get it centered. It's not super critical, and you can just kind of eyeball it if you want. So right about probably here, and that is probably about 3/4 of an inch for me. So that's, I think, is going to be a good spot. And again, I'm just eyeballing this. And that will give us a little bit of a start. I don't have a gun vise or anything like that. I do have a regular vise mounted to the bench here, but I don't want to crush anything, and I think I'll be able to accomplish what I want. I'll just clamp it down to my bench here, and that'll ensure it won't move. Now you do want to try and make the hole as straight as possible. Also, now if you think, you need to move it or this way or that, you can go ahead and do it that way. But again, it's not super critical, but you do want to try and get it as centered as you can in here. Alright, we've got our hole drilled. One thing that you can do, if you've got it available, is you can take a little bit of wax. This is just regular beeswax that I've melted down and then put into a cupcake tin and then let it solidify. And then you can put a little bit of wax sort of on the threads, and that'll help it to go in. What you can use to turn this is you can use an awl like I have, or you can use an Allen key, you can use a small screwdriver. Pretty much anything will work. And again, just take your time. Go slow and easy. Straight, and that's that. Pretty much it's going to be the exact same procedure. You'll come in about 2½ inches, make your mark, drill your hole, do all the same stuff. So, okay, on the back part we're just going to measure down about 2½ inches, and then we'll try and be about as centered as we can. Again, it's not the end of the world if you're slightly off.
We'll give it a bit of a
So that for me is done. They're in there good enough. The way that these work is you just loosen this here, this has a spring in it. This will push that out and allow you to rotate it. That exposes the pin. That can then be inserted in through the thing like this. Let me see if I can make sure it's where you guys can still see. So it inserts back in, keeping pressure on that spring. You just rotate it, and then you'll tie it down, and now you've got your swivels. You do the same thing for the front of the stock, and then you just reassemble the rifle, and you'll be all set. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but here's what it looks like with the studs on and then the swivel slings. Let me pop you up here. It will basically look something like that.